inside for Alba. Alba will get the score. Fiddler, his farewell. He captain to a legend and probably rugby league immortality. That's not a try, that's a miracle.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Rugby League Guru podcast. The team list Tuesday for round 19 has just dropped. We're going to go through all of those changes. A couple of huge ins this week. Obviously, we'll be heavily impacted by Origin tomorrow night. So stay tuned on the Guru podcast. Keep you updated on everything we hear throughout the week about who's going to back up and whatnot, because there is going to be a lot to talk about, especially from a Supercoach point of view, with beers and break-evens coming your way tomorrow at about midday. So stay tuned for that. Catmandu.
Hello.
Take us away.
All right, let's kick off with the action on Friday. We have the Sharks taking on the Dolphins. This one is at Sharks Stadium, kickoff at 8 p.m.
Yeah, so the Sharkies they are essentially 1-17 in this one. No massive changes there for them. For the Dolphins, Hamiso has been named at fullback. I have heard it's unlikely that he will back up, but we will see. A very, very short turnaround there, Wednesday to Friday. Obviously down here in Sydney, so that does help with Sydney, with the Origin being down here in Sydney. But I think Hamiso, I'm not expecting him to back up. Fangai's been named at centre. Sean O'Sullivan comes in at 5'8", and it's worth noting that Trey Fuller is on the extended bench. So it wouldn't shock me whatsoever to see him potentially come in at fullback. For Hamiso, I think a 48-hour turnaround for Hamiso is a little bit short, but we will see. Super Saturday, Mando.
Super Saturday, we have two games on Super Saturday. Newcastle Knights kick it off against the Melbourne Storm. This one is at McDonald Jones Stadium, kickoff at 3 p.m.
For the Newcastle Knights, Fletcher Hunt will line up at fullback. Greg Marshall returns on the wing. Jacko Hastings will remain at 5'8". He'll be partnered with Jack Cogger. One change to this side is Phoenix Crossland. He will line up at hooker. I thought he was really good at 13 in the last few weeks, but he'll come in at 9, and you'll have Brayley on the bench in jersey 14. I'm probably expecting Phoenix to play the first 20-25 and then make that change, and Crossland goes into the 13 role, but we'll see. And Leo Thompson also a prop there. For the Melbourne Storm, huge in from a Supercoach point of view. Ryan Pappenhausen has been named. Now, he was named last week and was a late scratching. He's been named again, so we will see. Stefano has been named on the bench. Their extended bench, a lot of names here that we're going to have to watch. Lero, Munster, Grant backing up from Origin. We'll see whether they play or not. The other one there is Jack Howarth as well, named on the bench. We'll wait and see how he goes. Middle game.
Middle game. I said 2 games. There's 3 games. My bad. It's Dragons versus Sydney Roosters. This one is at Jubilee Stadium. Kickoff at 5:30 p.m.
Consider that an official warning, Cat the Dad. Dragons, not many changes here. Hamish Stewart on the bench. Backline sort of remains the same. Val Holmes has been named, but not really a heap to get it stuck into with that Dragon side. For the Roosters, Toya, he's been named at centre. Nwanga Nitawase moves to the wing. Savala at 5'8". The big news, probably the biggest news of all, Sam Walker returns at halfback for the Sydney Roosters. Connor Watson's been named on the edge. Faketti's on the edge still, and Radley's in jersey 13. So Sam Walker back for the Sydney Roosters. A huge watch for this team heading into the back end of the season. Late game, Saturday night, Cat.
Late game, we have the North Queensland Cowboys taking on the Bulldogs up at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Kickoff at 7:35.
For the North Queensland Cowboys, Ruben Cotter and Nanai on the edges. So Harrison Edwards will remain in jersey 13. Reece Robson has been named. We'll wait and see if he features in this one, backing up from Origin, a big ask. And Murray Taulagi was obviously ruled out last week. We'll see if he backs up. He's on the extended bench. If he comes back in this week, you would assume Braden Burns would probably drop out of the side if so. For the Doggies, Stephen Crichton returns at centre. Kiraz is on the wing. Worth noting, Montoya is out this week. I think he's been really good the last few weeks. Sexton remains at halfback. Burton moves back to 5'8", and Galvin is on the bench still with Kurt Mann. So I think it's the most overused saying in rugby league at the moment. Rip the Band-Aid off. That Band-Aid is holding on for dear fucking life, Cat. Doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. So more interest around the Canterbury Bulldogs. Sunday, Cat, what do we got?
Sunday, we have 3 games, starting with the Warriors taking on the West Tigers at Go Media Stadium. This one kicks off at 2 p.m.
Yeah, so a few changes for the Wars. Forced changes, obviously. Chance Clockstart out with injury. Torpicki will get his opportunity at the fullback jersey. Dallin Monteni-Zalesniak, we heard about it a little bit earlier today, would return early. Not only has he returned early, it's like 5 weeks earlier than expected for Dallin, so a huge return there. You have also got RTS on the wing as per. Tanah Boyd, he gets the nod in jersey 7 as we expect still just said in the Rook Crew last night for you guys. Obviously, Lukey Metcalf out for the year, so Tanah Boyd comes in. I think this was the logical decision, and I like it. Jackson Ford starts in the front row, and Lecker returns to the starting side. Tamate Martin will wear jersey 14 in that one. For the Tigers, Adam Dwyer, he moves back to centre. I thought he was really good at 5'8" last week. He returns to centre because Jerome Luai's back in. Lau Lily drops out of the side after a tough day the other day. Appy will return in jersey 9. Hope he moves to jersey 14. And Jack Bird was ruled out last week with a hamstring injury. He also returns on the bench, so we'll wait and see if he does feature in this one or not. Middle game, Sunday, Cat.
Middle game, we have a Western Sydney playoff between the Parramatta Eels and the Penrith Panthers. This one is at their shared stadium, CommBank Stadium, and kickoff is 4:05.
For the Eels, Charlie Geimer will start on the edge. You've obviously got a change there with the suspension. And Talon De Silva will also make his club debut in jersey 14. Riley Smith and Kelma Tuolangi both suspended still. So Geimer on the edge, De Silva in 14. Lussick starts in the 9. Keen to see what that looks like in a few weeks' time. Still no sign of Mitch Moses, still a few weeks away. For the Panthers, look, you can go and have a look at their 1-17. You can go through it yourself. But on the extended bench, Cleary, Edwards, To'o, Martin, and Yo. So all those guys looking to potentially back up from Origin 3. If they do, you'll see mass changes to that side. I would probably guess game down here in Sydney, games on Sunday. I reckon a few of them will back up. I don't think they all will, but I think it'll just depend how they get through Origin game 3 and how brutal it is. Obviously, the situation, the needle has moved a little bit for the Penrith Panthers, based on how it was a couple of weeks ago. So maybe they don't need to pressure these guys to back up in this one, but we'll see. We'll get a better idea as the week goes on with the Penrith Panthers lineup. Last game of the week, Mando.
Last game, another Queensland derby. We have the Gold Coast Titans taking on the Brisbane Broncos at Seabus Super Stadium. Kickoff at 6:15.
So for this one, for the Gold Coast Titans, AJ Brimson has been named at fullback. Brian Kelly makes a return in the centres. Jaden Campbell returns from his concussion in jersey 7 as well. Big news, Dave Fafita finally named on the bench for the Titans. Has the potential to start, obviously, but I think they will bring him off the bench for the first few weeks. Obviously, they've been managing that injury and whatnot. For the Broncos, Rishi Walsh at fullback. He will return after being 18th man for the Queensland Maroons. Shibasaki's also been named in the centres there, along with Payne Haas, Pat Carrigan, etc., etc. The big news out of this game, though, Ben Hunt, he returns in jersey 9, so you'll see Ben Hunt start with Billy Walters coming off the bench for impact. Jesse Arthurs is also on the extended with Selwyn Cobbo there, so you could see changes. But yeah, the big news there is Ben Hunt returns at 9. Teams on the bye this week, just a mini bye around you. I've got the Raiders, the Manly Seagulls, and the South Sydney Rabbitohs there. Once again, guys, Origin 3 tomorrow night. It's going to be an enormous one. I'm sure we will see a lot of changes to these sides before the weekend kicks off. So stay tuned. We'll be updating you on all of those throughout the week here on the Rugby League Guru podcast. We have also got Beers and Break Evens going live tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. It'll be out at around about midday. And if you want to go and check out our State of Origin Game 3 preview and a Q&A we did with the Roo Crew, it is live in the Roo Crew now. That content will be out in the podcast tomorrow morning. If you want to get early access to that and enjoy that this afternoon and tonight, the podcast and the video of both of those things are live in the Roo Crew. The Q&A is exclusive to the Roo Crew. The link is down below in the description if you want to check it out, all that exclusive content. State of Origin Game 3 will be covering it on our Instagram stories and whatnot tomorrow night. So stay tuned for all that content coming your way here on the Rugby League Guru podcast.